will not lift the seal of confession, arguing it impinges on religious liberties. In a formal reply to the inquiry, the church promised to end cover-ups. 2 of Australia's 8 states and territories have introduced mandatory reporting laws. Priests who fail to report abuse could face criminal charges.
If I'm a confessor and someone comes to me anonymously and confesses abusing a child, without identifying the victim, what am I supposed to do even?
Most people would say go to the police.
Yes, and say to the police, someone whose name I don't know, who's anonymous, has confessed to abusing a child, the identity of whom I don't know either. Where does that leave us? That's my question about the practicability.
Well, for more on this, Father Robert Gahl, an associate professor of ethics at the Pontifical University of the Holy Cross, joins us now from Chicago. Father, as you know, the Australian Catholic Church has rejected calls for priests to be compelled to report child abuse revelations in confessions. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, this is both a question of principle and a question of practice. In principle, it's very important, it's a fundamental human right to recognize the dignity of human conscience. And this is at stake in this sacred forum of confession, where the person goes to confess their sins to the priest. That person needs to be given maximum liberty because it's their choice to be there. And to put a police officer basically in that context would be a violation of their fundamental rights. Moreover, it's a question of practice because this would make children less safe than they are today. Currently, the Church has made this commitment to make known cases of abuse that we receive in any external forum, any way that is really not just public, including private, but which is not part of the sacred character of the sacrament of confession. Mm-hmm. In that place of confession, the priest can, in fact, must encourage the person to reveal that information to the authorities, but it is not a place where you can violate and impose upon their conscience through the police authority.
Mm-hmm. But in instances such as this, though, is the safety of the child not deemed as more important than the sanctity of the confessional?
Well, in fact, it is the safety of the child is connected with the sanctity of the confessional because it's really the sanctity of the conscience of the child. That every person, whether you're a minor or an adult, has the right to seek counsel and to seek counsel in a forum which is private.
Mm-hmm. It's been less than a week since the Pope visited Ireland and spoke to child abuse survivors. How damaging is this verdict by the Australian Church to the ongoing work that the Vatican is doing with survivors?
Actually, the report from the Royal Commission, along with the report from Pennsylvania by the Attorney General there, this investigation of the Church in the United States, is actually a benefit to the Church because it is requiring the Church to overcome a culture of clericalism, which is one of the things that Pope Francis denounced, he condemned in Ireland. And the Pope is working in order to make sure that the Church is the safest place for young people.
Mm-hmm. All right, Father Robert Gahl, I appreciate your thoughts on this. Still to come, millions of Europeans say they